Alright guys, welcome back. Today I'm bringing you a video comparing three really popular guns on the market today. As we all know, everybody's competing to get in on the Micro 9 market. There's a ton of different options out there. You know, I get a lot of questions all the time, whether it be at work or on the channel, various different places. I get a lot of questions about what's the best Micro 9 or what are the differences between the Micro 9s. And today I've got three of the most popular ones out there, at least in my area. I'm going to do a little comparison for you today, give you some pros, some cons, differences, similarities between these guns, and I just hope to help you in case you're looking at getting one of these. Maybe this will help steer you either in the direction or in another direction of a gun you're looking at, just to help you out and see if you can help make the choice a little easier. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Here you can see I've got the Taurus GX4 from a previous video. We've got that, going to be comparing it to my wife's Glock 43X. It is in rose gold and silver. It's the only example I have right now, so apologize for that. I've also got my SIG 365X here for the comparison as well. Before we get started, we'll look at the guns here. They are all unloaded. They've been safety checked. I'll just show you that here real quick to make sure. I know some people really enjoy seeing this. So we're going to do a quick safety check on the guns, and they're all unloaded. Magazines are unloaded as well. So the other day I actually had somebody at work talking to me about these, and I didn't really realize how much of a difference there was between two of these specifically until I compared them. So I'll show you guys that. And it's going to be between the 365X and the 43X. If you take a look here, you know, they don't look that much different when you're holding them in your hands, but when you compare them side by side, if I can line them up here for you, as you can see, there's a good bit of difference in the length. I'm trying to line the back of those slides up best I can, but if you see, there's around, you know, somewhere around a ½ inch or so of difference in the slide length. If you look back here, this is where the real difference is. Let me try to line those up again for you. If you can see, I've got them lined up pretty well up top. Enough that you can see the difference. Look at the difference in that grip length, guys. Even with the magazine out of the 43X, it's still a pretty significant difference. If you're looking to carry one of these guns for concealed carry, or if you're a lady looking to put this in your purse, I mean, there's just a huge difference in grip length there, if you can see that. At least a ½ inch or so. That's really, really significant in my mind. Put the mag back in that, and we'll come back up here. Let me line the slides back up again. And just look at the difference in the length here. I mean, overall length, that's pretty significant. The guns don't look that much different when you're holding them. But the 365X is definitely smaller, for anybody wondering that. Let's set that to the side and compare these two. The differences get a little bit less noticeable when you compare these guns. They're really similar in size. Let me line those up. As you can see, lined up pretty well. We're looking at basically the same length, barrel and slide, or slide rather. Barrels do vary a little bit, but you can see they're pretty much the same length. We can line those up again. You can see here, not a huge difference. The GX4 just come up just a little bit shorter when it comes to height. Like I said, lining those up as best I can, looking at just a little bit. But this is going to be definitely the smallest gun I've got out here today. Not a huge difference in the 365X though. I mean, pretty comparable. Let's go ahead and compare that GX4 to the Glock 43X, and we'll see a huge difference here again. We line those up. You can see, similar to the 365, we've got a pretty significant difference in barrel length, slide length rather. And then the same thing on the grip frame. We line those up again, and you can see just a huge difference. Even with that Glock magazine out, you can see there's a huge difference there, guys. They're not too much difference thickness wise, as you can see. None of the guns really have that much difference. They're all about the same. But the Glock 43X really is much bigger than I originally thought it was once you compare it to these other Micro 9s and other guns in the same size category. So on the Taurus GX4, just real quick, we do have a barrel with an overall length of around 3.06 inches or so. Pretty compact. Overall length on the gun is 5.8 inches front to back with the small back strap installed. If you do opt to put the large on, you're looking at about 6.05 inches in overall length. Height wise, you're looking at just under 4.5 inches tall, so pretty compact. And this gun is going to be 1.08 inches wide, so thickness wise you're looking at 1.08 inches, pretty thin. The weight on this gun is 18.5 ounces, right in there. Taurus doesn't list if that's loaded or unloaded. I imagine it's unloaded. I haven't got a loaded weight on it. I carry some really lightweight ammunition, but you're still looking at a pretty lightweight gun here. The SIG, let me grab it. It is unloaded. And we have on this one a barrel length of 3.1 inches, so just a hair longer than the Taurus over here. Overall length on this guy is going to be right at 6 inches on the nose. So front to back, you're looking at 6 inches on this one. Slightly larger than the Taurus GX4, but still not a whole lot of difference. Height-wise, you're looking at 4.8 inches top to bottom. So just a little bit larger than that Taurus, which we showed in the comparison a second ago. Width, you're looking at 1.1. Again, just a smidge larger than the GX4. And weight-wise, 17.8 ounces unloaded, so slightly lighter than the GX4, which is pretty interesting to me. Those are pretty comparable, as you can see from the specs. The 43X is where things get a little bit different. Unloaded, of course. Barrel length, we're looking at 3.41 inches, so definitely the longest barrel of the three. And overall length, 6.5 inches front to back. So definitely the largest gun. Like I said, we showed that in the comparison a few moments ago. Definitely the longest for sure. Going to be looking at a height of 5.04 inches, so definitely the tallest as well. Width-wise, we're at 1.1 inches, so the same width as the 365X. So really not a thick gun at all, guys. Weight-wise, you're looking at 18.7 ounces unloaded, and then 23.07 ounces loaded. I'm not sure what Glock is using for their ammo on the loaded weight there, probably 115 grain, 124 grain, something in those in that neighborhood. But that's going to be your specs on the guns. Some differences in them as well is going to be in the sights. So on the Taurus, we'll start on the smallest. It comes with steel sights. They are just your standard white front dot sight, serrated rear sight, cut down on glare and things. A pretty nice sight. I'm definitely going to change these to night sights, which I mentioned in the other video, but certainly an easy sight to use. It is nice that they're metal. Excuse me. On the 365X, probably some of my favorite sights here today. You can see we do get a 3-dot sight, and they are night sights. Got a high-vis green sight on the front. Really, really easy to pick up when you're at the range. And they are night sights, like I said. Also going to be steel sights. The 365X does come standard. Optics ready here. Super easy. You just run the slide back. Pop the 2 screws out right here. Plate comes off and it's ready to run your optic. So really nice there. 43X is a little different. These are not the stock sights. I replaced them for my wife to give her night sights, but these do come with the plastic 3-dot or dot on the front, cup in the back, ball in a cup sights, standard from Glock. I have replaced them with some night sights. They are Glock night sights, so they're not what come on it. That comes with the polymer, just a standard Glock sights on there, guys. Another difference is going to be the trigger. All these guns have a little different trigger. By far, in my opinion, stock-wise, the 43X is the worst trigger of them all. It's a pretty heavy trigger. It's very, very heavy, as you can see. Reset's decent, not the best, but it's got a really heavy pull. Got to be 5.5 pounds, 6 pounds. It's pretty heavy. GX4, on the other hand, going to one of the cheaper guns, really awesome trigger for the money. Reset right here, and right there, you hit the wall almost immediately. Just a little bit right there. Nice crisp break. Super nice trigger on this. Awesome, awesome, awesome trigger. 365X, similar story. Trigger's really awesome. You hit the wall pretty quick, and then a little bit of take up, nice crisp break, and that's your reset. Pretty crisp break on that. Nice trigger for sure. Definitely prefer the triggers on these over the 43X. All my Glocks, pretty much, I always change the triggers on them, especially if I'm going to carry them. The triggers are just pretty awful, to be honest with you. Another thing is capacity on these. Standard, your GX4 is going to come with 2 11-round magazines in the box. Really nice to see 11 rounds in a small little package like this. You can swap out for the 13-round magazines from Taurus's website. You can also just get the 13-round extension for the bottom, turn your stock mags into 13-round mags, or you can just buy the mags from Taurus. They also make a pinky extension to give you a little bit extra real estate on the bottom for that pinky there as well. Really nice to see that from Taurus. On the 365X, pretty similar. We get 2 12-round mags, come standard with these guys. Now, if you can find the tack pack, you'll get 1 12-round mag and 2 15-round mags, which is a really awesome deal. In my area, those 15-round mags will cost you around $48 a piece, so that's a pretty good buy. Like I said, you get 2 of these standard. Grip is a little bit longer on that 365X versus the GX4. I'll show you that again. See where my hand hits, the pinky just barely gets on there. Here with the 365X, plenty of room for everything. That's the difference in the X and the standard. The X frame's a little bit longer, so it's really nice to see that there. Now over here, interestingly enough, on the 43X, the largest gun, we have the lowest capacity. It comes standard with a single stack 10 round mag. You get 2 of these, but you can upgrade to the Shield Arms mags that hold 15 rounds, and it's a flush fit mag just like this, 15 round flush fit. And you can also get a 20 round mag from Shield Arms, but it does come standard with 10 round mags only, single stack. A little disappointing, especially compared to the guns that are smaller with a higher capacity. So there is that. None of the guns featured here have an external safety. I've heard that perhaps Taurus is working on a external safety model of the GX4, which, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. They'd be pretty wise to do that, in my opinion. So I would certainly anticipate that there's probably something like that in the works. It's not confirmed, of course, but I would certainly imagine that there's a good chance of that. 365X is a different story. With this gun, you can absolutely get it with an external thumb safety right here, readily available. You may have to get it ordered through your shop, but they are out there. I see them from time to time at work. I do see more of the XL models with the safety, but you can absolutely get the X with the safety without a doubt. Readily available on that. 43X on the other hand, no Glocks come with an external thumb safety from the factory. The only one that did was the one submitted to the military trials, like the 19X, came with a thumb safety as requested by the military, but otherwise you don't get any kind of external safety on the Glocks. You do get the little trigger dingus here that everybody's familiar with. That's kind of your safe action, so to speak, as Glock calls it. They're also drop safe like most of your modern striker fire guns, but no external safety available on that whatsoever. Aside from that, the guns are really similar in a lot of other ways. They all have polymer lower frames. They all have steel slides, steel barrels, all really easy to take apart. I won't be showing that on the video today. YouTube frowns on that, unfortunately. All really well-made guns. The coatings are really well. Like I said, I've been carrying this GX4 here for several weeks, in and out of a holster. When I shoot, rides in the holster all day, and you can see there's just the faintest amount of holster wear right there. Barely. If you guys can see it, let me grab something to point at that. As you can see here, right there, there's just the faintest amount. The camera will pick it up of holster wear, but really nothing to write home about. Coating is really nice on the gun. I've got tons of rounds through this, and you can see the barrel virtually has no wear here at the chamber. On the barrel here, you can see it has been shot, but the coating is pretty good, guys. Not a whole lot of wear on that at all for the amount of rounds I've gotten through it. Really nice. The SIG, I've got a little less rounds than I do through the GX4, but again, I've still fired it a good bit. That's just a scratch from just normal wear and tear, guys. Nothing to worry about there, but the barrel coating is really nice. As you can see, that's just, again, some normal wear stuff there. You can see if I wipe this off, you really can't, there's really no marks on that at all. Just a really nice coating they put on these guns. My wife carries this in her purse every day. Really durable. Any ladies out there looking for a good gun to carry, this really stands up nicely. Prior to carrying that, my wife carried this in her purse, as you can see. Also in excellent condition. It does have some wear. It's been shot a little more. It's got a little bit of wear here, just from, I think I just dinged it on something at the range one day, but again, the coating is really nice. This is a factory coated gun. I bought it brand new like this out of my store. Just a really nice coating on that. If we take a look at the barrel, wipe it off a little bit, really not a lot of sign of wear. A nice coating on these also, guys. So super durable coating on all the guns. Very nice. They all have some pros, some cons. Whether it be capacity, you lose a little bit here on the Glock. You can fix that, but it's going to cost you around $40 or $50 depending on what you find those Shield Arms mags for. Out of the box, you're restricted to 10 rounds per mag. Going down the line, 365X comes standard with 2 12-round mags. You can get the tac pack and get 1 12-round mag and 2 15-rounders. You really can't beat that. It is optics ready out of the box. It pairs well with the Romeo Zero. They run around $200 in my area. You can easily make this thing an optics model for not a whole lot of money. GX4, really nice. Comes standard with 2 12-round mags, or 11-round mags, pardon me, out of the box. You can easily get the 13-round mags from Taurus for around 30 to 35 bucks. Super nice pistol. Has the ability to change the back strap out, something you don't get on either of these, at least not without going with some kind of third party. I know they make some for this. You can change out the grip module here, but just talking about stock guns, you do get the ability to make this larger. I prefer the smaller one, which is on here, but you can get the larger one on there if you prefer that, guys. Some differences there. One huge glaring difference that a lot of you probably already know, that I've talked about in my video on this gun, is price. So price-wise on these guns, you're going to be looking at a pretty big difference in my opinion for what you get. Starting from the highest is going to be your 365X. In my area, you're going to see the X somewhere around $599, you know, pretty much $600. You may see it for, you know, a little less, a little more, but it's going to be around $600. Going down the line, you're going to find the 43X. It'll run you in my area somewhere around 500, you know, 470 to 500-ish in that neighborhood for a 43X, just a standard one. And then really impressive is the GX4 here. The gun competes with these other guns as I've showed you. If you've ever shot one, you know it's an awesome gun. I don't have a Springfield Hellcat here represented tonight, but it's also another popular compact micro 9. And this competes with that and these. I've shot all of these, of course. This gun can easily hold its own with those, and this will run you in my area around $360. I've seen a lot of guys telling me they've paid far less than that. I know they're available in other parts of the country for under $300, but for the money, you really can't beat this gun, guys. Not that there's anything wrong with these other guns, but if we're talking just money alone, it's hard to beat the GX4. I know a lot of guys are going to prefer the G2C, G3C. I don't prefer those guns just simply because I like the look of this one better. The trigger is far better. In my opinion. I don't prefer an external safety. The G3C, G2C both have external safeties. I don't prefer one. Do prefer this gun. But if you prefer those, there's nothing wrong with that. The video is including this gun, so that's why I'm talking about it. But you can't ignore the fact that this gun is quite a bit less than either of these others and is just as good functionality-wise, in my opinion. So try them all out. I just wanted to bring you guys this video, just kind of showing you a little bit about each gun. Talking to you about each gun from somebody who has had experience with each one of these, shot each one of these. You really can't go wrong with either gun you pick. I mean, whichever one you pick, you're going to be happy with. I can promise you that. Like I said, if you're wanting a gun that has capacity, you know, I would recommend probably against the 43X and be more in favor of, you know, the Taurus or the SIG or maybe the Springfield Hellcat. If you want a good trigger out of the box, the 43X is probably going to leave you, you're going to be less than satisfied with the trigger on this. Is just the way I'll put it tonight. The GX4 and the 365X, awesome triggers right out of the box, no doubt about that. Price-wise, GX4 is going to be the way to go out of these three. But again, you can't go wrong with any of these guns. Any of the problems with any gun can be fixed. You know, you can upgrade the trigger, you can upgrade the magazines. You can, if you must have a safety, this is the way to go. You just really can't go wrong with any of these. I hope this helps somebody make a decision. Maybe somebody was on the fence, or somebody was, you know, considering one of these, but really is not sure, doesn't have a whole lot of experience with guns. Maybe has never shot one of these. I can tell you from a shooter standpoint, I do prefer shooting the 365X the most, probably just because it fits my hand the best. I do enjoy the trigger probably the best. Probably my favorite shooter out of the bunch, but I can shoot the GX4 just as well. I can shoot the Glock pretty well. The trigger is something to get used to. But otherwise, you really can't go wrong with the guns, guys. Just pick them up, go to your local store. Maybe they'll have each of these. Pick them up, feel them. Maybe there's a range nearby you can rent the guns and try them out. I highly recommend trying guns before you buy them. If you know somebody that has one, maybe there's a range nearby, try it out before you spend your money. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section below. I can try to answer them to the best of my ability. Leave me a comment if you have any of these guns, which gun you think is best, which one you like the best. Are you trying to find any of these guns right now? Let me know. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video. Try the guns out. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos, if there's something you want to see. I'm happy to read all my comments and respond. Just let me know if there's anything you guys want to see, or if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Get out there, try some guns, pick something out, and just be safe and enjoy shooting, guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. Appreciate it.